But I remember at the end of that meeting, that first meeting with Jerry and I, Eric was he'll probably hate me for saying this, but he had like a very sweaty like underarm because he was very nervous to meet Jerry. Jerry was like his idol, right? And I think it's so nice when you have someone who you look up to, but ultimately, definitely, certainly for me and maybe for Jerry too, kind of flipped, or at least you kind of people rise up to meet their heroes, and then they often will rise further in other ways. And I think that's really wonderful. I think that's definitely what Eric did. I still can't believe, honestly, I was part of that journey to see Eric kind of pitching to Jerry almost like his like sort of I don't know, like a junior, like his junior, and then to become the very successful business person Eric's become, and watch that in 10 years is just a wonderful, wonderful journey to spectate, right?
Interesting. And in that sense, I was curious, things you regret. I mean, let's say in case of Zoom, I mean, you invest in so many companies and you went through so many companies and decide, which company you invest in. But let's say in case of Zoom, I don't know how many X, 100X or 1000X, I think you invested in. But let's say if you invested in 1 million, but if you invested in 10 million, the return was, 10X or more, right? So in that sense, do you have any regrets that, oh, we should have invested more
Now, of
or
course,
or
everyone
something?
says that. Of course, everyone should always invest more in the winner.
Mhm.
Sometimes you should look at that kind of situation and say, rather than say we should have invested more, which we should have, you should say, how do we pick another one of those? I think sometimes in venture people look at the lost upside or the downside too much. What they should do is look at the gained upside and then double down on that and figure out how to do more of that. So I think regrets, they serve a purpose in some ways because they teach us stories. And ultimately we probably should have invested more in Zoom. But the fact is, how do you find the next Zoom and the next Zoom? I don't think you know you're really good at venture until you can do it like